Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Breaking Free podcast. I'm your host, Nathan Francis. Today, grateful and very humbly joined by a cousin of mine. I think we're third cousins, Josh, but Josh Butson is on my podcast today. Josh is a young fella who's doing Ironman and gone on a bit of a journey and just started posting some content about mental health in footy and mental health in life. So, Josh is here to talk about all things mental health, especially for the younger generation of today, being only, 19 yourself. So, welcome
Yep,
aboard to the platform, mate. Happy to have you here.
very
Second, third
excited.
cousin, welcome.
Very excited to be here.
You
Definitely,
want to
Nate.
you want to tell the audience who you are and a bit about you and why you're here today, mate.
Yeah, definitely. So obviously, yeah, quite young. Um, from up north in Cairns, so just come to Brizzy, so it's a bit different. No, played footy all my life since I was a young one. It's sort of bred into me from dad, from the whole family, which is good. Thankful for that. But yeah, I've just had a bit of change of life and journey, and just wanted to bring everyone along to sort of express it and to be able to give views on it and help people through it. Because I think being so young, being only 19, it's sort of something that it can take people like their whole life to realize, and then by then it's sort of too late. So just want to get on early, just express, show what I've been through, and just help others. Yeah, that's it.
So what have you been through, bro? Like let people into what's been going on and why you're doing this now.
All right, so back a few months ago, footy was going good. Everything was right, loving it as always. And then just suddenly, that sort of love for footy and that love for the game sort of lost. And in that concept, I sort of mean that like I'd go to training and I'd sit in my car for 15 minutes before I got out of the car, and I'd sit there and go, oh no, I don't want to do this training. Like I'm sitting here thinking of every excuse not to do it. Yeah, getting in the morning of a game thinking like, Jesus, I got to get a few touches here. Like I'm not playing too well, and that performance anxiety behind it, and letting the team down, letting everyone else down was a big aspect. And then just sitting there in the game, being like, shit, when's this game going to end? Like first quarter down, like I'm already thinking about the game done, having a shower, getting home. So that's a pretty big thing. And then obviously due to that, it sort of took a pretty big impact on me. So I just wanted to talk about how like the decisions that I made. So obviously for 3 months through footy, I was pretty unhappy. I felt trapped, felt like there was no way out. I felt like I was sort of just doing it because I had to, and that was me, which it was. It was two-thirds of my life. Two-thirds of my life was footy, which is a very big part. And it's probably my bad for making it such a big part. So I felt like I was in that situation. I was trapped in there and I just had to play footy. Anyway, so that led to me having a pretty big reflection a few months ago, and I was like, I just got to stop. This is done. Like I'm so unhappy here. I hate footy. I hate being there. I think my parents, my family are getting the run of it all. They're sitting here copping a pissed off me, and I pissed off. After a footy match, I've had maybe 15 touches, 10 touches, and I'm sitting here upset and taking it through the whole week with me, letting them into that, and then them being unhappy, which therefore makes me more unhappy. So I was like, nah, that's it. I'm done. Anyway, so that was the first step for me was getting out of that situation. So I got out of the footy. I stopped playing footy. Thought, yeah, okay, this is going to make me happier. Little was I wrong, very wrong. So I made that big step, got out, and then it was like, what now? So footy was, as I said before, two-thirds of my life. So the other third might have been, work, study, that sort of stuff. Footy taking up everything else. So I lost that whole big chunk, and I was sitting there and I was like so lost. I was sitting there day to day, just like twiddling the time away, just sitting there, just like, what do I do now? Thinking of things. Anyway, so I was real unhappy again, and then that led to sort of more of the mental side of things. So I think like every night I'd sort of get on and be unhappy and just like reflect on my day and just be like, I achieved nothing. I did nothing. I've stopped playing footy and now I've just gone into a bigger hole, is what I was sort of telling myself. At least I was, getting to training, getting to footy. Now I'm sort of just, you know, going to work. That's it. And that's not what I wanted. And then that led to led to, yeah, like the binge eating, the sort of things that make you unhappy as a person and are just very repetitive. Yeah, you go day to day, just it's nearly you living the same day on a cycle, is what it felt like anyway. So being such a young person, and I was just like, I had this big turning point. This is something I don't think I've ever really told anyone about. This big turning point, and I've heard about things in life, like many people have listened to many podcasts, people say it's like a turning point where you sort of realize, and I thought that was all bull crap as you do. But I had this turning point, and I was on a shift with a client. So I do support work for, probably clear that up. So I was on a shift with my client. So you got to be pretty alert all shift because you got them in your hands. Yeah, we're at a 7-Eleven. I love myself a sugar-free Slurpee. So we're getting a Slurpee anyway. So I've like got the machine on. I've put the making me made a Slurpee. Anyway, I put this machine on. It just squirts everywhere, all over me, all over the ground, all over the machine. Just the Slurpee goes everywhere. Anyway, so I like looked around. I looked at the lady at the counter, and she's just like to me, "Why'd you do that?" And I was like, just sat there. And then I had this bloke who was sort of in the corner with his son, and he's like, "Mate, what were you thinking?" And I just like nearly just right then, I was just like nearly broke down. I was like in front of my client, I nearly broke down. And that was that sort of like I had to keep it together. I was at work. And that was sort of that point that something so little and something so just not important, just like a Slurpee went everywhere, sort of made me feel that way. It was just a bad thing leading to another bad thing, leading to another bad thing. And that was sort of just that final straw where I was like, it just broke me. So that was the turning point. That was the point where I was like, nah, if I'm letting this get to me, I'm failing. This isn't me. This isn't who I am. I've had a few big changes, which is fine. That's all right to be upset. That's all right to, you know, have a bit of a reflection, but it's not all right to feel sorry for yourself and to just do nothing with your life. So that's when I sort of went through lists of things I could do. And I reckon I sat there for a night. I reckon I went through about 40 different things that I could do and set myself to. And none of them really seemed to, get me excited until I found that I thought, you know what, I'm going to help people. I'm going to do what I wish I had as a bit of a mentor and sort of document a journey from this turning point through an Ironman 70.3, which is in I think 85 days or something. So yeah, not much training for it. I document that journey and give myself that purpose again, give myself that something to strive towards, and to document that all, the journey, the wins, the losses, and everything behind it, sort of mentally, physically, everything, to be able to guide people who might be feeling that way. Because I know when I was feeling that way, it was sort of hard to see the other side. It was sort of hard to see that light. You sort of just get trapped in it all, and you find yourself real lost and purposeless, and you just need that person. And I had a few boys that sort of sparked that for me, which I owe a lot to. So I'm watching their sort of content, who's sort of been through the same sort of route as I had been. Maybe not exactly the same, of course, but I'd sort of played footy, stopped playing footy, and decided to go into helping others and fitness like content and stuff that way. And I was like, that's me. That's who I want to be. I want to help people. I want to prevent that same me who loves the game, loves everything, to feel that way and have to quit and not be there and feel lost. I don't want that to happen to anyone else. I want to get that before it happens. I want to be able to help them 6 months before that happens to still love that game of footy, to maybe have that rest, have that little break, refresh, get mentally stable, find the love again. So I want to be that person who prevents that. So as I was probably talking to you before, Nate, it's not just footy. That's a thing. Like, yeah, I'm big on footy. I love it. I will be playing it again one day. This isn't permanent. This is just a little thing in life. But it's everything. Like, it's you see it so often once you've been through it. Like, once you've gotten through the other side, it's just so obvious to you, like, without a doubt. And it's just you see so many people just so unhappy with what they're doing. Just, it might be work, for instance, you go, you work, you come home, just it's the same life on repeat.
Mm-hmm.
And you see it with like a lot in sports, obviously. But then just yeah, other stuff as well. And it's like, why put ourselves there? That was a big question. I said, like, why are we unhappy? Why are we living a life that we get one of, but like, don't forget that just being unhappy and sort of, just being that person who, gets on the train every morning, gets to work, sits there unhappy at work, comes home, complains about work, and then gets up in the morning and goes back to work.
Yeah.
It's just like, does that seem like a good life? Does that seem like a purpose? Like that, and that was a big no to me. And I want that to be a big no to everyone. Like, why does anyone have to be unhappy? Like, we all have that chance to be great. Being great doesn't mean you have to, go be a movie star or go earn millions of dollars or go, be that person you aspire to. It can just be as good as helping others or being just happy, being a good person, being that person who, walks on the street, smiles, says hello to everyone, that like when I was pretty down in the dumps, that person who, would smile at me and say, hi, how's your day going? That meant a lot. Like that sort of got you through the day. So just being that person and being that happy person, I think we need to talk like more about that and make it normal. Because I
Mm.
don't know, but it'd be more. Jesus, half the population sit there unhappy. Like it's pretty crazy. So
Mm.
so I guess that's sort of what I'm trying to drive through my content. Sort of just want to be that person that anyone can message. I don't care who you are, I don't care what their sort of situation may be, like what you want to talk about. I'm just there to help and guide. And although I don't know that much, in the scheme of things, but I've been through it and I've experienced it. So I feel that's no better way to sort of help. Because yeah, you sort of sit there in that situation like, I'm never going to get through this. I'm never going to get through this. And that's just where you need that sort of, you've been a bit silly, like wake up. Um, shit happens, it's life. We get through it, we keep going. And there is another side. That's the biggest thing. There is that other side. And you're gonna get there, whether it happens today or in 2 weeks, you're gonna get there. So just really driving that. I think it's a
Ah,
big,
well said.
big thing.
Well said. There's some good nuggets in there, mate. So we'll just circle back to a few things you said. You said that you were binge eating. You
Yeah.
said like what did that look like? Let's delve into that. So obviously that was when you were feeling down, feeling shit. You were just binge eat what? Shit food or what was the go?
So that was more of a so yeah, I finished footy and obviously being playing footy and doing lots of sports, you typically eat a lot because you've got to eat a lot. Like if you want to perform, you've got to eat a lot. So stopping footy, that's sort of like in the back of your head, like, oh, am I going to put on weight? Which no one wants to do. No one wants to put on weight. Let's be honest. Like people say, oh, I don't care, but they deep down they do care.
Yeah, 100%.
So that was the sort of thing, and I'd go through the day, and it would be a good day. Like I'd be having a good day. I thought I was having a good day, and I'd get to like dinner. I'd have dinner, and then sort of everything would sort of just pile on. I think more that realization of like I've achieved nothing today. Like I've done nothing. I've just wasted that
Mm,
sort of day. Sort of got nowhere. Sort of yeah, just gone about the emotions again, and that sort of led to me just sitting at the fridge. It wasn't necessarily eating shit food, like, but it was just eating everything, and that was sort of a big thing. And then it would lead to you sit there, you eat, you shouldn't, and then you get down and you're like, shit, I regret that now.
yeah,
And then it
sometimes.
leads you in that big cycle again. And it
Mm,
is a tricky cycle. It's a tricky cycle to get out of. And I think it happens to a lot of people without even realizing it's happening.
yeah.
Like, just got all that overwhelm with stress and work and maybe you're not so happy. And that leads to whether for some people it might be going and eating a heap of shit food, which is like it's not much different. Like yeah, I was eating all right food, like I was sort of eating that good food, but it was still eating it and I was still doing it emotionally, which isn't the thing you want to do.
No.
It's you want to have that relationship, and then you do that and you binge eat, and then the next day you realize you did that, so then you'd sort of restrict a bit, whether it was highly restrictive, low, like either way you'd restrict, and then it would sort of lead to that cycle, one thing another again to the next night. So in terms of that, that's sort of what that led to, which is a really like shit place to be in because it makes you so unhappy because you've also got the overwhelming of everything else on top of
Mm.
that. So it's that, yeah, you're just adding more things that you think are helping you, which in the moment, the eating, it's so good. It's yes, yes, yes. But it's that you feel sick after it. And then it's that whole, like, I've just repeated what I didn't want to do.
Yeah,
Now I'm even more unhappy. So yeah,
yeah.
that's in terms of the binge eating. That's sort of what it consisted of.
Yeah,
Definitely.
I can just chime in there. It's like even just a lot of people out there will just eat purely out of boredom, and it sounds to me like it was very unconscious for you that you would just eat, and it was like an unconscious thing. You're like, oh, I'm just gonna go eat, and then you gain the conscious awareness of like, oh, how does this actually make me feel afterwards? And you can actually apply that. A lot of this podcast is built on asking yourself that question: is how does that apply to every other area of my life? You know, you can talk about porn, you can talk about drinking, you can talk about binge eating, you can talk about watching heaps of TV, consuming negative content, like all these habits, all these things. It just circles back to, okay, I'm doing this thing which I know I shouldn't be doing, and then afterwards you're in that shame cycle, the regret, the fear, all this stuff, and it's like, well, how does this actually make me feel before, during, and after? And it's that's how you start gaining that conscious awareness, and I feel like that's what you've done.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
obviously in that moment, it's so hard. Like I cannot describe how hard it is to get out of that because you're
Yeah.
sitting there and you know it's wrong. Like
Yep.
you sit there, you're consciously aware that it's wrong, but you can't stop it. So I
Yeah.
don't know exactly. I haven't hit the nail on exactly what sort of helped me through that. Obviously I did listen to a fair few podcasts about it all. Um, which sort of helped. But again, it's that you're conscious that you're doing it, you want to stop, but you can't stop.
Mm.
Anyway, so I think once I decided and found my purpose, this is the only sort of solution I've come up with so far. I sort of found my purpose and I started being happy again. And I started, enjoying myself and my company and my parents. My relationship with mum and dad was so much better. And just the people around me was so much better. So that bringing myself up through that and being happy myself sort of just, I forgot about it, sort of
Mm.
just dweedled out, which is sort of probably the relief of stress, the relief of all that sort of weight that was just weighing me down and that like, just overwhelmness sort of left me. So that allowed me to be free and sort of less restrictive. Of course, because also I'm training for an Ironman. So that sort of helps with like that sort of things too in my concepts. But yeah, it is a hard thing to get out of, and if you're in that sort of position, yeah, please reach out because Jesus, it's hard to get out of,
Mm.
and it happens to a lot of people, I
Yeah.
think, and also just yeah, as you said, it's not just with eating, it's with everything. Like I found sometimes I'd go to the gym to escape it all, and
Yeah.
although gym's a healthy thing by all means, but when you're going to the gym and you're just sitting on a machine
Can be
sitting
unhealthy.
there, it's not healthy
Mm.
sometimes.
Yeah. No, it
It
can
serves
be.
its purpose. And whether you're, punishing yourself, like I'd go eat, I'd have a big night eating, and then the next morning I'd be like, well, now I've got to do a massive workout. I'm like, I was
So
stupid
then
enough to
you,
eat that.
yeah, double-edged
And then
sword. So you punch yourself
yeah,
eating, and then you're gonna punch yourself with exercise.
yeah. And
Yeah.
and you sort of feel like you have to. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you tell yourself you have to, and that's
Oh, because
something
you'll
that
work it off, right?
exactly.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah. Yeah.
so many people say it and you see it everywhere on social media, you see it everywhere and
Mm-hmm.
you sort of go, oh, yeah, yeah, whatever, whatever. But until you sit there and go, yeah, it's true. That's what I'm doing. That's wrong and acknowledge it. Unfortunately, you're going to get nowhere.
Yeah.
So,
100%.
so yeah, it's sort of, yeah, that double-edged sword. Yeah. You think you're doing one thing right, but you're doing both wrong. So
Yep.
you're better off
Yeah.
doing neither or just one instead
Mm.
of both, which is that I listened to one podcast. I think it was Mel someone. I'll
Mel
get it for
Robbins.
yeah, I think it
Yeah.
was Mel Robbins.
Yeah.
And she was talking about it. She was saying how, you know, you do it and then the next morning you try to make up for it and she was talking strictly on binge eating. She's like, you
Yeah.
eat crap, then the next morning you eat nothing. And then lunchtime, you might have a little lunch. And then that night you just go all out and it's that cycle. And she talked some really good tips that could help some people. And it was like, you've just gotta, yeah, I binge eat. You acknowledge it that night. The next morning, you just try and be normal. You know, you have a normal breakfast, you have your normal lunch, you have your normal dinner. You don't restrict any of that, and that, you know, hope that, you know, you can sort of break that cycle,
Mm.
because you just got to break it. And a lot of it is, as you said before, boredom too. That's a pretty big one. I
Hmm.
think whether it's like, you know, you sort of eat and you're like, oh, you know, hasn't hit me yet that I'm full, so you go and eat some more, and then you're eating more, and while you're getting full, and it's just like, go for a walk, you know,
Yeah.
go, even if it is as silly as go downstairs and watch your phone. Like, if that's what helps break the cycle, I'm all for it. Like, it might not be the best thing, but if it's helping breaking that cycle that's absolutely destroying you, maybe it is the best thing, you know? So
Yeah.
it doesn't just have to be these things that everyone says, like, you know, go for a walk or go, you know, take 10 deep breaths. It doesn't have to be that. It's what works for you. And I think that's where a lot of people get lost in this whole sort of social media thing, and not just social media, but life. Is what works for someone else isn't necessarily what works for you. And if it's something that's gonna, you know, like help one cause, maybe we look at the priorities and go, well, if this is gonna stop me binge eating, watching a bit more of my phone, or, you know, laying down on the couch instead of going for a walk, if that's, or put on a movie, if that's what helps that really underlying problem, I think you do it. You help that, and then we worry about that other underlying problem, because
Mm.
it's that small steps. If you go in there thinking like, I'm going to do this all at once, you're not going to do it at all. You're going to get worse off. So just, yeah, them small steps. Anyway, that Mel, she got some really good podcasts you should listen to.
Yeah, I
Anyone
remember.
listening, really good podcasts.
Mm. Yeah, no, that's good. So obviously you've that was a resource that you used during this time to help get some tips and better understanding. So how did you find that resource of Mel's podcast? Did you just type into Spotify self-help or something, or like how did it sort of come about?
So,
Because that's a really good resource. And actually for people that are listening on Josh's whoever's listening here that's following Josh, this platform's pretty good as well as a resource as well. Just so I give myself a plug.
definitely listen in. No, it was sort of that. It sort of took me a while. Oh, well, in the scheme of things, it wasn't, compared to a lot of people, a while, but it took me a week or so, or a few days to consciously acknowledge it. So,
Yep.
so then once I did,
Which is a big
and
step,
once,
by the way. Sorry to cut you off. That's
yeah,
actually a big step to
yeah,
consciously acknowledge it.
yeah. I
Good. Be
think,
proud of yourself for that.
no, definitely. I think that's the best thing you got to do. You just got
Yep.
to, yeah, it might be shit, but you just got to sit there. Like, whether it's in the scheme of stopping footy, like, you just
Yeah.
have to do it and
Accept it.
acknowledge it, and
Yep.
then make yourself happier.
Well said.
But yeah, once I acknowledged it, so that was the first step. So that was the first step to sort of, you know, solving the issue. I sort of just went into Spotify, and I've got I listen to it's The Pocket by Chris Griffin.
Oh yeah.
The podcast, absolutely love them. They're not necessarily on this topic. They're more sort of just life, and, you know, sort of everything. He's really good podcast, really good. I listen to them every day. So yeah, I sort of was like, you know, I think podcasts, like, I'm good with podcasts. I think they're my way of sort of getting in that knowledge, sort of getting in that pieces. Whereas I'm not going to go read a book. That's not me. So I was like, you know, I might see if there's podcasts that help me. So yeah,
Yep.
I just went into Spotify, just put it in there, and then she sort of come up. Or even if it's just putting it in TikTok, I did that a few times. Like,
Yeah.
podcasts that help with this certain thing. You know, I do it a lot of the time. You know, good podcasts for, you know, for instance, getting myself through a training session. I'll listen to a podcast. You know, there's so many resources out there that actually
Yeah.
do help and relate. Everyone relates to something different. So just finding that one that sort of resonates with you was what I did. And yeah, it was really, like, it was helpful. Not anything. I don't think anything that she specifically said helped me, but it sort of sparked them ideas and sparked
Mm.
them sort of strategies that could help, and sort of you sort of get from it, which was good. So it's just getting that, like, acknowledgement from people who know what they're talking about. And as soon as you see on social media lots of people that say they know what they're talking about, but in the scheme of things, they sort of just want your attention.
Mm.
So finding the people who are actually knowledgeable is the hard part. Um, but once you find it, use it and listen to it. And it's not going to be easy, but you got to do it. Like you have no choice. You just got to do it. So yeah, Spotify was my clutch moment.
Well, you do have a
Definitely.
choice, Josh. You have a choice to either continue to play out the cycle and feel like shit, eat like shit, do all these things, or you have the choice to actually go, you know what? I'm going to search up on TikTok, Spotify, YouTube,
That's right.
wherever I'm going to go, get a bookshop, and go, right, I'm just going to fix this issue or solve this problem by making another conscious choice to actually help myself.
That's right.
A lot
That's
of
right.
people just decide that it's all too hard and stay where they are and continue to feel like this until they get to a breaking point. So I'm glad that you were able to pull yourself out of the crab bucket, mate, the shit bucket, and just
Yeah.
fucking help
Listen,
yourself.
I'd be lying if I said I didn't tell myself, it's not worth it sort of thing, but it is. You
Yeah,
just got to do it. You just got to get out of there. It's not worth it being in there. I tell
no,
you,
no,
I was only in there for a very small portion of time, but it's still shocking,
yeah,
and it
and
and and
mm,
it affects. It's not just that time you're in it; it's the recovering from it and sort of
mm,
learn. But at the end of the day, I'm very thankful for being in that position because that
good,
position allowed me to realize and be like, I can help others that could be feeling this way, or I
yeah,
can help others that might have these same sort of thoughts and same sort of doubts and same sort of everything in sports, in life, in everything. And even if it's I can inspire someone to start their Ironman journey, because I tell you what, I picked the hardest thing I could pick, and I went with it, and I'm loving it. I haven't
no,
been this happy in a long time.
good.
So it's something that you just got to take them steps in,
I
and
remember, good.
yeah, you go.
I remember I saw you probably 2 months ago after a game of footy after a game of footy of yours, and we were talking a lot about this stuff. And it's good to see now, a couple months later, that you've because I was talking to you, but I knew you weren't enjoying your footy at all. I could see it all written all over
No.
your face. And I'd only watched the last 8 minutes of that last quarter, and I could see very clearly that you were not enjoying yourself out there. And that's why I made a conscious effort to spend a bit of time with you to understand what the bloody hell's going on out there.
Yeah, and I guess
And it's
that's the
good to see you
thing.
now.
I guess that's the thing. Like everyone's out there to help too. Like
Hmm.
obviously, I didn't realize at that time that maybe you were trying to, fish for little answers, but
I hadn't
you
seen you for
fishing,
13 years. That probably did.
yeah,
That probably,
well,
you know.
probably sparked it. But
Yeah.
but no, but that little fishing, and maybe certain few things said real made me realize, and it wasn't the first time I heard. Like I was getting told from a lot of people, like it looks like you don't want to be out there, like you're not trying. But I was still giving it my heart out.
Mm.
Like I was still there, like leaving everything I could on that footy field. And sometimes when them expectations are so high, sorry, and you got people like, that doubt that leads to more doubt. And then it's like, yeah, well, I'm trying my heart out here, like I always do. I'm early to training, I'm last to leave. I'm still doing everything that I usually do. Yeah, I'm not performing at my highest, but that's just because I'm unhappy.
Hmm.
Like it wasn't that I wasn't doing what I needed to be doing and stuff. It was just a little thing, little outside thing I was just unhappy. And
Mm.
and that's what I'm doing now. I'm bringing back that happiness.
Good.
So then when I do come back and I'm roaring, I'm ready.
Yeah. Good.
So but no,
That's
I'm very thankful for them chats, Nate. They spark something.
Yeah, well, we spoke for. I was hanging around. We were hanging around each other for a couple of hours there. It was good, and it was good to catch up too because what it's done for you is it's now helped you on this journey to go right. Well, if I'm not enjoying it, I'm going to take that thing away, find something else that I might enjoy, and then come back to it with a whole new different perspective. And it sounds like when you eventually go back to footy you'll have a whole new perspective and a deeper understanding and a deeper enjoyment of it now that you've taken yourself out of that environment.
Oh, definitely. I just want
Yeah.
to touch quickly. You say perspective, and I think that was one thing that I really struggled with through the
Mm.
whole last probably 3 months. It was just that because I was so unhappy. Not just like because I wasn't playing well, just everything added on top of everything. That perspective just went from like that to like down here, and
Yeah.
that was really bad because that's where you start doubting yourself and telling yourself like I'm not good or I'm not doing
Yeah.
everything right, and that leads to yeah, just feeling shit about yourself. So now I've noticed a massive change in my perspective. Like all of a sudden, like, training isn't dreaded. Like, I'm like, fuck yeah, I'm gonna go get this session done. I'm doing this because I'm going to complete that Ironman. Like, the perspective of every day, just like I'm up happy. Work's work. Work's always going to be work, but you still go and you're happy and you enjoy it. You're doing it for a good cause. I'm making my clients that. I'm
Mm.
making him happy. He's getting to come out, hang out with me. I'm doing everything for a good reason rather than doing everything because I have to.
Yep,
And
love it.
changing that perspective on life, on everything you do, I think is that massive step. And once you get that perspective, and it's not just going, oh, I'm doing this for fun, I'm doing this because I like it. It's actually doing it because you love it and because you want to do it and because you're happy instead of doing it because you have to. Because
Mm.
everyone can tell themselves they're doing it because they want to. But that's what I was telling myself for a few weeks playing footy. And I didn't want to be there. I was just telling myself that.
Mm.
But until your actions speak louder, it's going to be a struggle. You got to make it happen.
Yep.
You got to change that perspective. And the thing is, like, you can do anything in life.
Well
Like,
said.
you see these people, like I've noticed. Obviously, I'm big on fitness, so that's sort of where I lead towards. But you see these people that are just like a few of the boys that inspired me that are just running like marathon distances every day, and I got one of the boys is doing 100 marathons in 100 days. Just like these little things that you're such a small fish. Like, your issues aren't big issues. You just got to solve them. But you can do so much more with your life. You can be that person who aspires to be that driver, that person that people look up to, and that's what you got to do. If that's what makes you happy, that's what you got to do. So yeah, just change that perspective now. And even if you are happy, that's always new perspectives. Like, I still look day to day, like I'm learning new things. I'm listening to more podcasts. I'm, reaching out, especially with this whole like documenting my journey. I'm learning new things, and
Mm.
it's just endless. Like, obviously, for instance, like I'm coming on here and talking about sort of my journey to allow people to relate and to allow people to seek help. It's
Mm.
just endless opportunities out there for you, and a stupid 9 to 5 isn't going to do that,
No.
unfortunately.
No, and there's a few things you've said which has now sparked a whole new conversation. You were talking about how you were saying to yourself, it was like you had this negative self-talk. If you heard people say about negative self-talk, it sounds to me like you've also changed your self-talk from negative to more of a positive. And it seems like to me, from the outside looking in, from what you've just said here, is that it's actually changed your frequency, your energy from a very, very negative one to now a more upbeat, positive one, just by the words you're saying to yourself. And I've noticed that shift in only like the last 5 minutes.
De de definitely. 100%. It's a massive thing. And
Yep.
as I say, with most things in sort of we've talked about, you sort of all hear about it and you never realize, you
No.
never do realize how bad it is, until you sort of get out that other side. So it's very important you acknowledge it and get out that other side quickly.
Mm.
But but yeah, just that negative self-talk. Everything was just negative. Everything was
Yeah.
like, I have to do it. Oh, like I'm doing this workout because I got to do it. Or I'm going to the gym and I'm doing this because I have to. It was sort of that just like draining sort of attitude. And that draining attitude leads to not doing it. Like, yeah, you're going to do a workout, but you're only doing half of what you were meant to do. And
Mm-hmm.
that sort of continues on. So it's just getting that negative out, but it's not just getting the negative out because it's easier to say I'm going to get that negative out. It's that easy to go, oh, listen, I'm happy, haha. Like, it's not that. It's you got to be happy, and that happy self talk just comes once you're happy. That happy talk and that non-negative talk that just comes. You
Mm.
find, like, I just find on day-to-day stuff, like I don't even think anymore. It just happens. I'm happy. I do like I'm training heaps at the minute. Obviously, like endless hours on a week, and it's just I'm loving it. Like, it's not like
Good.
I'm training. It's
Mm.
not like I'm doing it because I have to. It's not like I'm sitting here like, yeah, bleeding it away. And it's such a good spot to be in. Like, I've always looked, well, especially in the last few months, I was looking like at a lot of these boys that inspired me and a lot of people. And it's just like, you sit there and go, like, how do they put themselves through this? How do they get through this? Like, they can't do it. Like, but you can. You just mindset's different. Yeah, you got to have that mindset that you're willing
Definitely.
to get through it. And yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's got to be hard. There's no doubts about it's going to be hard. Like, especially in fitness, like it's going to be fucking hard. But you do it and you
Yeah.
enjoy it and you feel so good after it too. Like, you go do. like I did a 2 hour ride on the weekend. Your mum would be proud of me. But um, I did the 2 hour ride, and it's like after it, you're like, "Fuck, this is awesome!"
Yeah.
Like, never thought I'd be dressing up in lycra to go for a ride. But it's
Oi.
funny. It's funny how the times change, isn't it?
Yeah.
But yeah, I think negative self talk's such a big thing in everyday life too. Like people going to school, or like, do I look good, or do I, am I
Yeah.
going to get
Body
bullied
image.
today?
Yeah.
Um, which
Big
is
one.
yeah, body image is a massive one.
Mm.
I think everyone will forever struggle with body image, no matter if you're the fittest bloke in the world or the fattest bloke in the world. It's something you'll forever struggle with. So just being able to be happy and have that relationship with yourself and is a big one, which comes when you're happy.
Yep.
So when you're happy,
Accepting yourself for who
yeah,
you are.
yeah, which is when you're happy, you sort of forget about the imperfections and stuff that might make you unhappy and sort of look past it because everything else is going so well.
Yeah.
And that's a big thing, but it's just in everyday life. It's so like if you go into work thinking like I'm going to get these tasks done, I'm going to do this, you'll do it and you'll get it done and you'll be satisfied with it. But if you go in like I have to do these tasks, I have to get this done, it's not going to happen, and
No.
it's not going to have that same sort of effect that it should have. But yeah, it's massive self talk.
Yep.
It really is. It's one of the biggest things there, and
Because
it's something.
if you say to yourself that you're going to do something and you have that positive output, like that self belief is such a powerful energy because you can actually do anything anyway. And if you tell yourself that you can do it and keep that promise to yourself, then over time you'll prove to yourself that you can do anything anyway. Like we can do
Yeah,
anything. It's just the
and
power of the mindset too.
that's it, and it leads to that sort of confidence shift too.
Yep,
Which is
100% confidence.
which was massive in my sort of journey. Not just necessarily confidence as in like look confident in the mirror. That was never so much an issue. It's more confidence like just going out and being confident. Like for me, big on a footy field. Like I know my skills are good. Like I have good skills. They're sort of my talking point. But yet I'd still be not confident enough to hit the kick that I know I can hit and stuff like that, which is you might not be able to relate specifically to that in my instance, but it could be as simple as anything. Like it could be you're not confident with yourself. It could be you're not confident that you have the ability to do what you might have studied in uni for 5 years.
Mm,
Like it's just you got to be confident in your abilities because when you're not, it leads to you not being confident in anything and you're not being
correct.
confident in life. And then that leads to the whole you stay on it and you're in that hole, in that rabbit hole, in that loop that you just can't get out of.
Mm.
So yeah,
I got,
confidence is massive.
I got a question for you.
Yeah.
I got a question. So the question is, what would you say to someone if they reached out to you right now and said, "Josh, I'm down in the dumps and I'm really struggling with X, Y, Z." What would be your advice to that person?
So first, that's a big one, and I wish someone sent. I wish I had have specifically sent that question to someone because there's so
Really?
many people. Yeah,
Who would you have sent
definitely.
that to? Who would you have sent that
Um,
to?
it's hard. There's a few of the boys that inspired me. John, he was a big one. Probably would have sent it to him.
Yep.
He's probably been the biggest one in helping me through my journey.
Good.
But no, just anyone, literally.
Yeah.
Because like if I was to send that to anyone, it would help. But anyway, to answer your question, so if someone come out to me, first of all, like you've done the first step right there, reaching out to me. That's that first step. So big kudos to that. I think acknowledging it and so I'd express this obviously. Acknowledging it in your journey is the first step. So you've done that, tick that off the list. We're going up now. And then I'd obviously sort of talk to them and relate to them because I think there's no better way than relating to someone in that situation because we've all been through it. We've all been through them same sort of signs, them same sort of repetition of if it's eating or if it's being unconfident. So just talk about that and acknowledge it because you've got to talk about it. If you don't talk about it, it's just going to sit there and just be in you and not
Yeah.
be out of you. So get everything out on the table. Listen, I'm going to be honest with you. It's going to be an honest conversation. You're going to put stuff out there. No one wants to put stuff out there. You just got to do it. It's
Mm,
only going to help yourself. So just put everything out there and then just talk about ways that, we can just keep ticking them little things off the list. Like I'm not going to sit here and be a psychologist for you because that's not what I am. But whether it's like, let's go for a run. Let's go clear your mind. Let's get out there. Let's put everything out there and just go for a run. I've been through what you've been through. You need someone there to help you. You feel isolated. You feel like no, everyone's laughing at you. But it's not. Like look at the community that you actually have around you who loves you. Reflect on, the good times, the things that make you happy, and just go do that. And you'll find that when you look at it that way, I'm going to do stuff that makes me happy. I'm with the people that make me happy. It starts making you feel happier. So just yeah, that's sort of a big one. I think if you reach out to me, when you reach out to me,
Hey.
just reflecting, I think
Yeah.
is probably the biggest thing that I found helped me. It's not fun. It's hard at times. It can lead you to some pretty sad moments and some dark places. But to get through the other side, you got to reflect, and you got to
Yeah.
reflect hard, and you got to reflect quickly, and you got to reflect honestly. You got to be honest with yourself. You got to be honest with what you've been through.
Mm.
So
Love
yeah,
it.
that's a big one.
Love it.
But no, reach out. Like if you're ever in that position, like reach out soon. Like reach
Yeah.
out now. Send that message to whoever it may be. Doesn't have to be me. It could be anyone. Send it to anyone. I'm sure 9 times out of 10 that person will help you.
Yep.
Like yeah, it's you just got to reach. You just got to
Taking
make that
that
step.
taking that
That step
courageous
is so
first step.
hard.
Yep.
It's so hard. It is so hard. But once you take that first step, everything's so easy,
Love
and
it.
it becomes easy.
Well said. And also, if you are down the dumps and you are struggling, I'll add to that too, mate. I'll raise you one here. Show gratitude and express gratitude for the things that you do have that currently bring you joy. Find 2 or 3 things throughout your day or your life that currently bring you joy, because then you'll go, oh, it's not all that bad because I have XYZ over here that is actually bringing me joy because I'm so focused on the shit when there's actually some good. So also showing gratitude and finding some joy in amongst the shit storm that's going on.
Just on that as well. It's also finding gratitude within yourself.
Correct.
Like I think a big thing that I got told to do, and I did, and I listened to, and it helped a lot. Just get a piece of paper there, and just list the things that you think you're good at and you think you stand for, like
Love it.
kindness,
Values.
leadership, yeah, like anything. And these are all things you're good at. Like the things you're good at much more outweigh the things you're shit at. It's
Yeah.
it's crazy, and that makes you realize that yeah, I am kind. Like a big one was for me, like I want to give back, and like especially in my job support work, like I love giving back. I love making that person happy. So I was like, well, I'm still doing that. I'm still making them happy. I'm showing up for them. Like that's a good thing. So just stuff like that, it does help massively. It's a big thing to do, to self reflect, and to yeah, you're such a you've got so many values, and to let these few little ones bring you down and bring all of them down is such a shame, and
Yeah.
it's not going to happen. You just don't let it happen.
And then live by those values. Live
Oh, of
by
course.
kindness and health and wellness and whatever else you want to throw in
and
there.
and
Live
and
by
then you'll
that.
you'll find when you live by, whether you're living by like say kindness and health, you'll find it'll bring another one that you can start living by. You'll
Exactly.
find that it'll lead to the next three or four, that all of a sudden your list has gone from half a page to a full page.
Correct.
So just like I've never been one for documenting every night or journaling or that sort of thing. But if that's what helps you,
That's
or
a good tool.
whether it was yeah, and it's as simple as like I did have that list there and I did write things on the list, and you find that list does get bigger. So whether it's like once a week or once every night or whenever you like, just reflect on that list and go, oh, I can add two more to this list now. And then you see that list grow, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, this is good. This is real
Yeah.
good. So yeah, just you just got to find their methods that work for you, and that was a big one. You just got to locate them, because like I'm not reading a book, I'm not documenting every my life, but for some people that's the way. For some people you got to sit there and document. For some people you got to sit there and read a book. But for you it might not be the case. So just do what makes you happy.
Yep. Well said. Josh, is there anything else you'd like to add to this today? And if there is, say it. And also, at the end of that, is where can people find you, mate, if they want to give you a message or a shout out or a follow or whatever?
Um, I definitely so on Instagram. At the minute I'm documenting, so every day I'm doing so It
Is
was,
your profile
I think
public so people can just hit follow?
yes,
Oh,
yes,
good. Yeah,
yes.
good.
You just got to hit follow. You can give it a look. You don't have to follow. It's all
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
No, it's so I'm on day 10 or 11 today. I can't
Nice,
remember. I
man.
think of my 91-day journey to Port Macquarie 70.3. So if you want to follow along every day, I'm posting sort of my training and what I'm doing around training, and I'm also sort of posting some other stuff. So get on there, and there's a bit about my story on there, more to my story on there. So get on and follow it. I do appreciate it. But yeah, you can reach out to me there. I'll reply to your message. I'm not that big, so I'll see it.
Good job.
But no, that's about if you ever, just to add to that,
Yep.
it's taking that first step. It's just, if you're feeling that way, and you sort of resonate to a lot of things that people say, and you just got to do it. And this could be your sign. Like, I don't know, but I hope it is. I hope I've sort of hit the nail with some people, and just want to be there. Whether it's sort of early stages, there's no better time than getting it early. Trust me.
Mm.
But whether you're sort of just having little doubts, or you're sort of having little like swings or shifts, just still reach out. Just get that bit of help, and you'll find in long term you'll thank yourself hugely for it. It's yeah, be happy in life. We live
Love
once.
it.
It's a shame to be so unhappy. It's not a nice hole to be in. So
No.
so get there and do it early while you can.
Good way to finish, Josh. Thank you for joining the platform, giving your time, your energy, and to my viewers and my listeners, and obviously for all that you shared today. I just want to say thank you for that, mate. You've done a good job and come a long way since I last saw you in Cairns when you're like 5 years old, cracking the shits and crying when I get you out in cricket. And
It still happens. Don't worry.
thanks for
Nah,
jumping on, mate.
thanks, Nathan. So yeah, it's good. It's good. I wanted to get a story out there to sort of resonate with some young people, because
No.
it's something very important. But no, I appreciate your time too.
Nah, love it, mate. We have to get you back on soon, but just
You will.
before or by the end of the year, we'll get you back on and have another chat. What do you reckon?
Oh, I'd love it. I'd love to.
Righto, give Josh a follow. His social media, Instagram will be in the show notes. Everyone, thank you for listening and watching wherever in the world you are. We'll be back again soon. Some awesome guests in the pipeline, so stay tuned and I'll talk to you all soon. Cheers.